My next destination is Mexico, where an incredible geological wonder lies deep under the earth in a cave. But this is no ordinary hole in the ground. This may be the most bizarre and dangerous place on the planet I've been to so far.
Right now, if we were to stay in here, we would absolutely die. We would die.
I've explored many of the world's great caves. I've been inside giant ones, insanely small ones, wet ones, and scary ones, filled with bats and potentially deadly viruses. But in Chihuahua, Mexico, 300 meters below the Earth's surface, is a huge chamber that's home to one of the most magnificent geological discoveries of all time. These spectacular crystal formations have been entombed in water in this cave for hundreds of thousands of years, until its access. But just preparing for this expedition has proven to be a challenge in itself. It has taken almost 2 years to get permission to enter the cave. The crystals are delicate, and the conditions are so dangerous that only a small number of explorers have gained access to this site. The reason it's so dangerous is that directly below the cave is a pocket of 2,000-degree molten rock. And it's because of this magma chamber that the cave is sitting on that the temperature inside is so incredibly hot, 45 degrees Celsius with 95% humidity. The only way I can simulate that before I go to the cave is to get into the sauna and crank it right up. There are few places on Earth as hot and humid as the cave will be, and this sauna is the best way to experience these extreme conditions. The idea is I want to see how long I can physically stay in this room and stand it, because it's going to be horrible in the cave. Once I'm there, I will have a special chilling suit that I'll be wearing, but that'll still only help a small amount. It'll extend my workable time in the cave from 15 minutes to about 45 minutes. If I were to stay any longer, I would probably lose consciousness, pass out, and possibly die. The longer I sit inside this cedar furnace, the more I realize what this expedition is going to do to my body. Not to mention our cameras and microphones.
I want to push myself as hard as I can today in here just to get myself mentally prepared as well as physically prepared for the actual rigors of being in the cave. It's going to be probably the most extreme thing that I've ever done.
On my way to Mexico, I make a stop in New York City to scratch another item off my bucket list.
This is the headquarters of the Explorers Club, which I am a member, and I have the incredible honor of being able to carry one of their flags into the cave. Time to pick it up.
This unique organization has been fostering exploration for over 100 years. Its illustrious members include Robert Peary, Sir Edmund Hillary, and Neil Armstrong. One of the long-standing traditions of the club is assigning special flags to be carried on significant expeditions. Flags have been to both poles, across the Pacific with Thor Heyerdahl, and to the moon.
George, on behalf of the Explorers Club members, the Board of Directors and the Flag and Honors Committee, I'd like to present you with flag number 74 to take with you on the Nika Crystal Cave expedition. Good luck.
Thank you so much. My pleasure. And so, armed with my historic flag, I head for Mexico. I arrive in the northern town of Chihuahua, traveling with fellow adventurer Nick Halleck, who will join me on this incredible journey. Well, Nick and I have made it to Mexico. We've just touched down in Chihuahua, and we're gonna check in, basically just get a bit of an orientation, safety briefing, that type of thing, and then rest up tonight because tomorrow is gonna be a really long day.
You're gonna be so tired.
So tired.
I'm sure about that.
Exhausted.
Because you know there's for more than 50 degrees.
Yes.
No, and the humidity.
It's more than 50.
Yeah.
I thought it was 45.
45. Yesterday was 52
52.
degrees. And
Wow. Fantastic. I cannot wait. I'm on cloud nine. I'm so excited because I've been literally dreaming about going to this exact spot for 2 years now. So I'm like a kid in a candy store. Of course, this candy store can kill you. After 2 years of planning, I've traveled 3,000 kilometers to northern Mexico for a once-in-a-lifetime chance to explore one of the most fascinating and dangerous geological wonders of all time. Well, it has been a long trek, but I can finally see my destination, the town of Nika and Nika Mountain. We arrive at the mine and meet up with the team that will assist us on this adventure. This mountain has been actively mined for over 100 years, and the shafts run for thousands of meters underground. We begin with a rather claustrophobic 25-minute drive down to the staging area. Amazing. This road is carved right into the side of this mountain. Quite the trip down, that's for sure. The long, dark, winding tunnel with no end. This is one wild ride. Okay. Let me give you a little tour of what's going on here. This we call the antechamber, the area before going into the cave, and this is the sort of the staging area. We've got the cooling packs here. Over here we've got the freezers for storing the ice for the suits. And then down here, liquids, refreshments, water. You need to have a lot of that down here. Wow, every step I take it gets hotter. Then there's the equipment staging area here. Medical station. This is my area here for all my personal gear. And then through that metal door is the cave. Within minutes, I can feel the energy-draining effects of the climate down here. And this is just the beginning. Just to put things in perspective, this is the cool staging area, and it is 41 degrees with 54% humidity. So it is only going to get much, much worse.
much more impressive.
Is it possible today to go in and get a quick look?
Yes, the plan is we want you to go to the cave.
Yes, no suit, just go in fast.
Yes, just to feel the
real heat.
Exactly. Otherwise, you won't understand how your body is behaving in a atmosphere like
the
this.
Extreme environment like
Exactly.
that. Get a taste of it, go in and feel it, and then realize what the suit is doing when you're wearing it and appreciating how much it's helping you.
The doctor measures your pressure and measures your oxygen, but we want to be sure that you are not going to faint in the caves. We will take a lot of effort to bring you out.
Right.
So we need you to pump
air.
Just to measure your pulmonary
lung volume.
Probably we're going to be here around 8 hours.
Yes.
9. It's going to be a long day. It's not a long day in hours.
No, but in the conditions, it's extreme.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
this is not a normal workplace. This is one of the most extreme environments in the world.
Exactly.
So you have to be very careful.
It's the combination of the Sahara Desert and the Amazon.
And the Amazon jungle together.
Exactly.
Sit here. Before we can enter the cave, Nick and I must undergo medical testing to ensure that we're fit enough to withstand the stress that these extreme conditions will put on our bodies. Once the medical team okays us, it's time to enter the cave. Unprotected. But nothing can prepare you for what lies beyond this door. Oh man, that is unreal. I'm about to enter the forbidding climate of the Nika Crystal Cave in Mexico. It's so hot and humid inside that our cameras immediately fog up. Entering the cave unprotected, we'll start feeling the effects of heat stroke within minutes. Watch your footing, it's very uneven. It's over 50 degrees in here right now, with about 90% humidity. The reason it's so hot in this cave is that it lies on a fault, and underneath that fault is a magma chamber. And it's that hot magma that's heating the groundwater and then heating here with all this incredible humidity. Just want to get a feel for it right now without the cooling suits so that we can give it a real try later on. But look at these crystals, my God. These crystals are made of selenite, which is crystallized gypsum. Gypsum is a very common mineral. It's actually the same thing that's in drywall, the gyprock that you have in your walls at home. But these crystals formed in extreme heat when this chamber was filled with water. The water was well over 50 degrees and was very stable for about 500,000 years. And those conditions are so incredibly unique and so rare that we don't even know if there's anything like this in the world other than this place. These crystals weigh about, well, the big ones weigh about 50 tons, if not a bit more each. And there's the large crystals here, and then there's what I call these shark's teeth, these daggers of crystals that are all over the walls and the floor.
This is oppressive heat. We're in a furnace, man.
It's stifling. What's happening is your body is incapable of shedding the heat that's in here. So you sweat, but it doesn't evaporate. Your body tries to radiate the heat, but it can't because the air is hotter than your skin. And so the heat just builds up, and your cells basically die. So right now, if we were to stay in here, we would absolutely eventually die. We would die. How many minutes have we been in here? I think we need to start working our way back slowly because it'll probably be about 12 minutes by the time we get out of here, so that's pushing it too far. Okay, let's go. Keep going, Nick. That is just unbelievable. It's just hard to imagine how hot it is in there, and when you scramble up those last few steps, it just takes it out of you. The entrance to the cave is one of the highest points, and that makes it one of the hottest points. So you really get blasted when you first go in and first come out. It feels like walking into a blast furnace. A wall of heat hits you, and you start to feel the pressure and the heat, and you start to sweat instantly. It's like being in the most unbelievably beautiful, unbelievably dangerous sauna you can imagine. Now that we have everything set for tomorrow's extended exploration, it's time to go rest up. Tomorrow is going to be a challenging day. And the next morning, it's back down the narrow winding tunnel to the antechamber. After our exploratory trip yesterday, Nick and I now know just how hot it's going to be in there. So we really have to get ourselves psyched for this day. Nick, you got everything prepared? You're pretty much good to go? The first task is to prepare the specially designed cooling suits, which will enable us to safely stay in the oppressive heat of the chamber up to 4 times as long as yesterday's unprotected entrance. The suits basically turn us into human popsicles. These ice-filled suits help to shield us from the outside heat while also cooling our core body temperature and providing us with chilled air to breathe. But the suit's effectiveness is limited, so we have to rely on our instincts and our support team to keep us from experiencing potentially fatal heat stroke.
Okay, first cave entry with the cooling suit.
Manuel and his team will be monitoring us closely. Only about 60 others have ever explored this cave, for good reason. Beyond this door is one of the hottest places on Earth in which humans have tried to survive. Inside the Crystal Cave in Nica, Mexico, the heat and humidity are almost unbearable. Over 50 degrees Celsius, hot enough to kill a person in minutes. We wear special cooling suits to hopefully keep us from developing fatal heat stroke. Although I'm anxious to make the most of my limited time in here, the treacherous terrain and bulky suits make getting around a monumental task. Every step on these slippery shark's tooth crystals has to be carefully calculated. One slip on this terrain could spell disaster.
Watch your footing.
Carrying an injured team member out of the far reaches of this place would be an almost impossible task. So we tread carefully over the half-million-year-old crystal formations. What makes the discovery of this one-of-a-kind geological wonder even more fascinating is that until the year 2000, this entire chamber was completely underwater.
An interesting thing about the mine here is that this cave is temporary. Once the mine is no longer viable, they're going to turn off the pumps, and this whole cavern will flood yet again, just like it was 500,000 years ago, totally lost to human eyes.
This may be my one chance to experience this incredible place.
So right now I'm sitting up on one of the larger crystals, and this is my view. Totally unreal. One of the curious features of the cave is there are some very big crystals that are broken and fallen on the floor here. There's really only one thing that could have caused it, and that's an ancient earthquake. Look at this. This crystal probably weighs about 50 tons, but yet it was snapped like it was a piece of dry spaghetti. I don't know when it happened, but I do know that this cave does lie on a fault line, so earthquakes are certainly not unheard of here, and there's proof positive of that.
As we struggle to explore as much of the cave as possible, we get the sign that our time is almost up.
Okay, I copy that. 10 minutes.
With little time or energy left, I find a good spot to fulfill my duties to the club, to which I proudly belong.
There we are. In honor of this exploration, proudly displaying the flag of the Explorers Club here in the Crystal Cave of Giants. This Explorers Club flag has an illustrious history. It's been chased by Nazis, it's been to Greenland, 12,000 feet below the surface of the ocean. It's been along the Amazon, and now it's been to the Crystal Cave. Getting so weak.
We've stayed well beyond what is considered a safe amount of time, and our cooling suits are beginning to fail.
Whoa. Can't see where my footholds are.
Our Mexican support team is becoming concerned for our safety and warn us to get back to the antechamber as quickly as possible.
Okay, we're working our way back. We just need to find the way. Getting low on cool air. We're heading out now. We have to go right now. Okay, we're already over time. We gotta get out of here. Our time is up. Let's go.
It takes every ounce of strength we have to get back to the entrance. Even the sauna couldn't prepare me for the brutal effects of prolonged exposure to these conditions. We finally make it out, and the relatively cool 41-degree antechamber is a welcome relief.
Okay, we're coming out. That last entry was supposed to be 15 minutes, but it ended up being 23, which doesn't sound like lots, but when you're counting down the survivability of a place in minutes, those few minutes make a big difference, percentage-wise. Time to rest and rehydrate. God, that's hard. This cave is just so absolutely beautiful. It's such a treasure. It's like being inside a giant geode that normally a big one you could hold in your hand. This is just so massive, so unique, and I consider it such a privilege to be able to go inside and experience it, as harsh as it might be. This is what I do. I explore the extremes, and there's nothing more extreme than this place.
The inhospitable climate and the beauty of this unique natural phenomenon made the adventure to the Crystal Caves one of my most memorable. If such an impressive sight can remain hidden from us for so long, then what other wonders remain to be uncovered on this planet?